everybody, for clicking on the Wayne.com sports page. It is Monday, so we are jumping inside the zone with Blake Sebring. Now it is the conference finals edition.
That's
Last
right.
time you and Glenn didn't know
We predicted.
who we'd be playing.
Actually, we predicted Allen.
You did predict correctly, but now we're finding ourselves in kind of a similar situation to a few weeks ago.
Almost exactly.
Down 0-2 in a series, having home ice advantage. How did we get to this point, going down 0-2 to Allen, losing game one 5-3 after that deplorable first period,
Yep.
and then game two 3-2 in overtime?
Could have been the same column for both games. I mean, essentially, they took too many penalties. They played Allen's game, and they got beat by 1 goal each time. So you have, oh my gosh, they're down 0-2 to, oh my gosh, they only lost by 1 goal and they played like horse manure, you know. If they just improve a little bit, they could get back in, type thing.
Why have they been so pushy with Allen? Why have they been taking so many
Well, they got to be manly.
penalties?
They got to stand up to him, and they got to, you know, it's testosterone. And what's interesting about it, though, is that it's Allen's game. It's their style of play. But it's not Gary Steffes. It's not Chad Costello. It's not Casey Pierre-Zabatel. It's not, you know, I mean, it's not their key guys. The Comets are all jumping in. It's everybody, all their key guys, and then they're off their form. You know, I mean, they're off kilter. They're playing penalty kill way too much. They're playing 4-on-4 way too much. When, again, Comets are doing great 5-on-5. It's kind of been a common theme the whole season and in the playoffs where 5-on-5, they got a real shot. They got a great chance. They're doing well, but they can't seem to play 5-on-5 enough.
Now, how did they make these mistakes again and again?
Well, I think part of it is they came into the series with that mindset. We got to man up to Allen. We got to match their intensity. We got to be stronger than them. We have to beat them at their game. It's like, no, because then you don't play your game. And your game is pretty good. Your game is trusted, and it's very good, and that means they have to adjust to you. They've been making all the adjustments to Allen. And it's gotten them where half of the forwards don't have anything more than an assist in the series. They don't have any goals. They aren't even getting many shots. They've only had 51 shots in 2 games, which is, you know, 8 or 9 under their season average. It doesn't make, I mean, they are totally fell into the trap of playing Allen style.
And yesterday they got into that trap before
Yep.
the game even started, because if you weren't there early enough at the game, I know our cameras weren't there before. Talk a little bit about that fight before the game.
It was more of why I oughta, you know, I mean, it was Gabriel Beaupre shot a puck at, and Allen is really smart about it. They're supposed to stay on their half the red line. They're always dipping over just a little bit just to see if you're going to react, and they want you to react. Newberg, just all he does is stand near the red line and kind of chat to guys, you know, and yap, and, you know, do you react to him or not? That's on you. It really is. I mean, you don't have to respond to him, you know, but that's what they do. And he's got like 5 shifts a game, and that's, you know, it's part of his deal. It's part of what he's good at, and it's just they fell for it. They were in the mindset right away that, by gosh, we're going to come out there and tear these guys a new one. Well, yeah, well, do it within the game, you know. I mean, you won the fights, but you lost the war, you know. I mean, it just didn't help.
What it feels like right now, and I'm not sure if this is because I'm coming off of a family trip, but that big sibling that just knows exactly what buttons to push, and they know that they're going to get
Big
away
sibling.
with it.
I thought it was the little brother that did it.
No.
That's what, in my family, it was the little brother.
Really? No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, I knew how. I'm the older sibling, so I knew how to just push my sister's buttons just enough that she would just blow off the handle. But how did they
what's so
suck it
funny
back
about
in?
this whole thing is Cody Soul's been an angel. Cody Soul has been their best defenseman, arguably, the whole playoffs. The guy who had 259 penalty minutes during the regular season has been an angel and has played fantastic hockey. And everybody else is losing their minds.
Yeah, the Comets MVP has really.
Yeah. And it was great that he won the fight, and I have no problem with that. But if I'm Allen, I make that trade any day of the week. You want to punch me in the face and sit out for 5? I'll sit out for 5 if you're going with me. You know, I mean, you're the best player. You're the guy that makes everything work. I'll take that punch in the face to go sit in the box next to you. I have no problem with that. You know, I mean, I'll take one for the team, you know. And it's not, you got everybody jacked up, but it's like the whole first period was a wash because they were down 1-0. They didn't play 5-on-5 for 5 minutes the whole period, and even then, everybody's looking over their shoulder waiting for something to happen. And it's like you forgot to play the game. you know, and then you're down, and then the whole rest of the game you're trying to catch up, or you're trying to, you know, you're only up 1 goal, and you make a key mistake at the end of the second period, just like they've been doing all year. And it's just like you're already starting down, guys. You know, I mean, you're already playing their game. You're playing their style. You're letting them dictate terms. And it's your home ice, you know.
Who besides Gary Graham, though, in that locker room is telling everybody to kind of, hey, button it up, just shut your mouth, let it happen, because you know Jamie Shaftsma is having a lot of emotion in this series, playing his former team, and now you're seeing Sean Sidlowski really getting worked up. Who is that guy?
I think it's got to be, well, Paul Crowder's not playing. You know, I mean, he's one guy who could. Will Weber has been struggling a little bit. It's his first big playoff series like this, too, so he's going to have to figure out. I think Pat Nagel's doing some. Alex Belziel's probably talking a lot. It's just like everybody's talking, and you needed to get together. You know, it's just like Cincinnati. It took losing those 2 games to turn them into a team again. And it's kind of what they got here. They need to just relax, play the game plan, trust the game plan again, and just play it with that, and you'll be fine. I mean, I don't know for sure. Like I predicted in Cincinnati, they'd come back for a Game 6. I'm not predicting that this time, but it wouldn't shock me at all. Even though, because Allen is so good. I mean, they are so good. You just can't give them power plays. You just can't. They are that good. It's like watching the Globetrotters out there do the magic circle with them. I mean, they just keep moving the puck, and you don't know where to go. You look this way, and they're going that way. You know, I mean, but you can't get in the box. And yeah, some of these penalties are questionable. But why are you in that position in the first place? Why are you even there where you skate by the ref to hook somebody, or skate by the ref to give a guy an elbow in the corner, or, you know, why do you let the guy get behind you so you have to hold him on the breakaway? I mean, somebody's breaking down. You know, just relax, play the system, and you won't be in those positions.
How much do you think these first 2 games were a result of kind of the rust?
None.
Just overconfidence or trying to overcompensate?
No, none. I don't think it was overconfidence or rust. I mean, I'm sorry. This isn't the regular season where you've been sitting around for 5 days, sitting on the couch eating Cheetos. You know, I mean, you're working out, you're ready to go, you're healing, and the adrenaline's there. Period. You know, okay. So I don't buy rust. I've never bought rust in the playoffs. That's just an excuse because there's nothing else to write about or talk about. I think it's that they thought they have to beat Allen one way, and you don't. You have to beat Allen your way. If you try to do what they do, they're going to have the advantage. That's how they play all the time. You know, they want to be on the power play. I mean, they're trying to sucker you into giving them power plays, and they fell for it. You know, you've got to just turn the other cheek sometimes and just ignore it. And Allen is fantastic. As soon as the whistle blows, oh, here's a face wash. Let's stick your nose against the glass and see if it's going to flatten. You know, I mean, let's talk. I'm sorry, I jabbed you with my stick. They're fantastic at it. You cannot retaliate. And we keep forgetting that so many of these guys on the Comets are so much younger. They are younger than Allen is. Allen's got so much playoff experience. They practically played a whole nother season in the playoffs the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Comets still have 11 guys. This is their first playoffs. You know, somebody's got to relax them and sit them down and say, this is what they're going to do. This is how they're going to do it. We got to ignore it. You know, we just have to. It's part of being smarter and being, you know, it's enduring in the playoffs. It's persevering. It's not retaliating, you know.
Beyond that, what do you think the team is doing leading up to Game 3 on Thursday?
I think they're working on, the scary thing is the game-winning goal from Sunday night. You could have almost predicted it. Allen has ran that play 10 times. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, and Steve Martinson told me he's seen Gary Steffes score 25 goals like that over the last 2 years. He practices it every day. And you know it was a set design play. Gary knew it. Gary told them about it. It just vapor locked, you know. I mean, because you just have to think about going to the net more. They're not getting to the net. Allen is getting to the net. Allen is very good. And they're not going straight at the net. They're always off to the side. And their defensemen are not shooting the puck on net. They're always aiming for a side. And then, you know, there may not be a guy there when they let the shot go, but there's a guy there when the shot gets there. And they're really, really good at that. And you've got to go to the net more yourself, and you've got to control the middle more, and they're not controlling the middle.
Do you think that's because Paul Crowder hasn't been playing?
Oh, I don't know. I think part of it is you've got to win more faceoffs. I think that's part of it. Paul's speed would be a question against Allen because they are so fast. But his experience, you would hope, would make up that difference. And I don't know. I don't have any problem with the moves, lineup changes that Gary made. I really wondered whether Taylor Crunk could skate with Allen, and he couldn't, frankly. I don't blame his effort at all. He gave a good effort. Garrett Mears, it's so funny yesterday. Is like I'm taking pictures and a guy crashed into the goalie. Oh, I'll just write down Mears. I don't even have to look. I know it was Garrett Mears, and it was. He does that 10 times a week. But he was effective, and it's not the guys that are coming in. It's the regular core guys that have to step up, and they know it. I mean, it's the Schaffmans, it's the Sidlowskis, it's the Thompsons, it's the Mbachs, it's the Kyle Thomas. It's all those guys need to step up. It's the Southorns. They all need to step up their play a little bit and be smarter. That's what's so crazy about this is why they could come back. It's not going to take a Herculean effort.
There you go.
At all. Yeah, easy for me to say. But it's not going to take a Herculean effort to come back. It's just little things that'll give them a chance. That's all they're asking for. It's just the little things. Winning more faceoffs, following through on more forecheck, getting your sticks tied up with their sticks as they're going to the goal. They haven't been doing that very well. It's little things like that can make the big difference. It's little plays to make the big plays.
And now they'll have to kind of do exactly what they did with their series with Cincinnati, take 2 games to bring this one back. You're saying you're not predicting it, though,
it could
this
happen,
time
though.
around.
I think Pat Nagel's played pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
His numbers don't show it, but the quality of shots that they've given up, Comets didn't block hardly any shots first game. Second game, they blocked a lot more, but you can't give them 8 power plays. That's just, like I said in the first story, 1 power play goal in a game is deadly. 2, you might as well wrap the bow in the box for them. You just can't give them that many power plays because they're that good. You've got to be smarter, more disciplined. And you got to be a lot more disciplined in following the game plan.
Now, do you think that they wasted their opportunities to take advantage of home ice advantage, and now they go to Allen and they're going to have to play a little bit more?
Road teams are 37 and 38 in the playoffs. They've scored 1 more goal than the home team in the playoffs. Home ice just doesn't mean anything. And actually, every time the Comets have been in trouble this year, they've gone on the road and played a big game. It's crazy. Cincinnati, the last couple weeks of the season, that's when they clinched the division. They were down there again. They went to Utah and just buried them. Just shut them down. They could do it. I don't. Allen's too good to predict that it's going to happen, but it wouldn't shock me at all if it did.
Well, this time next week,
we
will know.
We will know.
We will know. So thank you very much, Blake.
Okay.
It should be another exciting week as the Comets head down to Allen for Game 3 on Thursday. Thank you so much for clicking on Wayne.com and watching Inside the Zone. We'll be back next week.